Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about how to heal your shadow self using the Conjuring Technique. So I'm going to walk you through a process for how to heal your shadow self that I have kind of self-developed that has worked really well for me to make some major breakthroughs while doing shadow work. So in case you don't know what shadow work is, your shadow is the negative aspect of your psyche that often is suppressed and ignored, and it's not fully integrated into your personality and your spirit and your whole being. And because of the fragmentation, you will experience a lot of blockages, especially if you're working with the law of attraction. You will experience a lot of unexplained emotional triggering, and you will experience feelings of suffering, sadness, negative feelings, and sometimes they'll just come out of nowhere and you won't know how to resolve them. So when you do shadow work, you're going to solve all these problems in your life by fully integrating the negative aspects of yourself, your negative memories, neutralizing them and integrating them fully into your psyche so that you are whole and complete. I'm going to walk you through an example of how to heal your shadow self using the Conjuring Technique. And the Conjuring Technique is you calling on a spirit being in order to aid you to heal your shadow self. And you're going to be calling on two spirit beings for this method. So what you're going to do is you are going to find a quiet place to meditate. And I really recommend using binaural beats or 528 hertz or some kind of other meditative sounds to get you in a trance-like consciousness. So you want to be very, very relaxed and open to your shadow work. Also, this technique works great if you are already in a bad mood that day because your shadow self is trying to come through and heal. So if you find yourself having negative thoughts, if you are experiencing very heavy emotions, I find that my chest feels very heavy, and those are great days to do shadow work. Because in order for you to do shadow work, you have to elicit the negative aspect of your psyche. And if you're in a great joyous mood, it's really difficult to do. So I recommend doing this when you're already having a bad day and you're already in that negative mindset. So back to the technique. You are in a meditative state with binaural beats or some kind of music. Then what you're going to do is start EFT, which is called Emotional Freedom Technique. If you don't know what that is, that's where you tap on your energy meridian points around your face and a little bit on your upper body. And this helps to break up negative thought patterns and recreate new ones. So if you don't know what it is, please Google it. But you want to start EFT, and I'll give you a little mini demonstration. I kind of just made up my own form of EFT. There's a certain way that you're supposed to do it using specific statements and affirmations, but I just create my own affirmations. And the point of this technique is it's going to get you to focus on your shadow aspect. You want to isolate your shadow self. And I find that the EFT technique works really, really good for doing this because it gets you in a laser focused mindset. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the EFT technique. So you're going to start tapping your energy meridians. So I do this, then you do this, here, 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 your décolletage, and then under your arm on the side of your body. Sorry if you guys can't see, and then the crown. And you do that kind of sequence over and over. At the same time that you're doing EFT, you are going to be making affirmations. When you're in a negative state of mind, these affirmations are going to be very difficult. So for instance, you're going to be saying, I'm worthy. I am deserving of the life I dream of. I am beautiful. I am loved. And again, your eyes are going to be closed and you're going to be concentrating doing this. And you are going to focus on that little voice in your head that's going to deny these statements, that is resisting. You're going to focus on the resistance. And you're going to keep focusing and keep doing this, keep saying positive statements. And you're going to start to see your shadow aspect become isolated. in your mind. You want to separate it from the chatter in your mind. This might take you a few minutes. This might take you 10 to 20 minutes to really isolate your shadow self while doing this, because you're going to have a little voice that's denying all these statements if you have a lot of heavy shadow work to do. Once you have your shadow aspect isolated, what you're going to do is you are going to visualize a space where you can heal. So for me, it is a meadow with a lot of sunlight and flowers and lots of greenery, lush, beautiful meadow. For you, it could be a lake, whatever. Just imagine some place that you are going to get your healing done that's peaceful, that has really, really high vibration. Go to this place with your shadow self still with you, okay? Then what you're going to do is use the Conjuring Technique, and you are going to call forth your shadow to appear into a physical being that you can see. And trust me, this will happen. You will be able to conjure it if you have enough concentration on your dark side, and it will form into a physical being. For me, this physical being appears as myself, only very disheveled, naked, dirty, malnourished, just not looking very good. And so I am staring at myself in this healing place, looking very broken and very sick. And that is my shadow self in its physical form. Yours might be very different. It might not even be human. But don't be afraid. Now you have your shadow self isolated. Next, what you want to do when you see your shadow self is, if you are too afraid to approach your shadow self on your own, which I was when I first did this method, is you want to, again, use the conjuring method and call upon a spirit being to help you heal your shadow self. So I called upon a spirit being. All I really said in my meditation is, help. I need help with this. And for me, an angel showed up with blue hair. It was a very tall man angel with blue hair. I think I was communicating telepathically with him, but I said, listen, I need to heal this part of myself. Can you please help me? And he sort of said yes, telepathically. And what he did is, and this is also very strange, is I was also my shadow self, so I could also see what was going on from my shadow self's perspective. So I was kind of going back and forth between the two, between myself and then my shadow self. So I was staring at this angel and myself, asking this angel and conversing as my shadow self. Like, I hope you guys know what I mean. So the angel that came to help me, he put a bunch of flowers, like daisies, I think, around my shadow self in a circle. And he grew them until they formed a dome cage thing around my shadow self, and it was all made up of flowers and plants and vines and stuff. And then what he did was he took a light tornado from source, from the sky in this area, and it was a tornado. It was a rainbow tornado, very powerful, and he streamed it down into this plant dome thing that my shadow self was in, and he made it kind of twirl around inside of this dome. And I was watching this from the outside, but I was also on the inside being healed, and all I really experienced was, it felt like wind, and I could see the rainbow light around me, and it was healing me. And I'm not sure how long he did this for, but I watched and I also experienced it. It totally healed me, my shadow self, and I was no longer disheveled. I was no longer broken looking, dirty. I emerged very healthy, very balanced looking. I was glowing. I just no longer looked sick anymore. I looked very healthy. The tornado light just disappeared, and then he took the dome thing away, and I emerged healed and healthy. And I felt so good. I felt like a weight had been lifted off of me. And I thanked my angel. I asked my angel a few other things. You know, if your angel is there and your being is there, take the opportunity to ask if you need advice and stuff like that. It's a great way to really get in touch with your higher self. And then the meditation was over. And this probably took, I would say, about 40 minutes in total. It's not like that one incident made me completely healed and I no longer have blockages or shadow work to do. I feel like for me, this is going to take several processes, and I might need to do this a few more times, but I feel like it's a really effective way to directly do shadow work, because you are really isolating your shadow self and really focusing 100% on it. And again, you are calling upon the energies of higher beings to help you, and that's going to be even more effective to heal your shadow self and blockages. There are other ways, but this way works really, really well for me. It's very easy to visualize all of these things, feel the healing, and it always works for me. I always feel lighter, more healed, more accepting of myself, more loving of myself. So I hope that this helped you guys. The Conjuring Technique. Let me know if any of you try it and what your experience was, how you were healed, what beings came to your aid. I would love to know. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.